Friendships are the one thing in our lives that we have complete control over, okay? We choose who our friends are. Unfortunately, friendship breakups are a common thing the older you get. Some friendships will kind of just die out on their own, and some friendships will actually have to go through the breakup process.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another video. My name is Marissa Linnell. If you are not new here, hi and welcome back. If you are new here, I do not know what brought you here, but I love that for us. On this channel, we talk about all things life because life is life in the hell out of all of us, and we are going through it together here right now on this channel. So if you are interested in joining the party, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. So if you are new here, we are in the middle of a series talking about friendship. We called it Unfiltered Friendship, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Today's video is video number 4. And today we are going to talk about a topic that is tough, but is definitely necessary. We're talking about breaking up friendships. How to break up with a friend. Look, ending a friendship can be just as painful, or if not even more painful than ending a romantic relationship. But sometimes it is necessary for your peace and for your growth. And we did touch a little bit on this in my last video when we talked about toxic friendships, when we talked about how to deal with those toxic friendships. If you did not see that video, I'll be sure to link it for you, either in the description or I'll link it right here, but most likely in the description below. But someone did ask about going a little bit more deeper into how to break up with a friend. So here we are, we're gonna talk about it because it's very relevant. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your wine, whatever vibe you're on, and let's talk about it. And if you see me looking over here off the screen, it's because I got my notes here. I wrote down some things because I didn't want to forget anything, so I am in tuned. I'm just reading my notes. But anyways, let's get into it. First, let's talk about the why, okay? Why would we need to or want to break up a friendship? Maybe the friendship has become one-sided. Maybe you have realized that the friendship is actually toxic. Maybe you've just simply grown apart, okay? And that's all okay. Friendships should add value to your life, not take away from it. So if you feel like you're walking on eggshells or the one that's always putting in the effort, then it might be time to actually reevaluate your friendships. I do want to take the time to emphasize that ending a friendship does not make you a bad person. I want to emphasize that because people have told me that, they feel bad and they feel like they are a bad person when they walk away from a friend, especially if that friend needs them, right? Listen, it does not make you a bad friend. It makes you self-aware. Remember, not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, and everyone is in your life for a reason and a season, no matter how long that season may be. Okay, so let's talk about the signs that maybe it's time to let go. And we did talk a little bit about this in the toxic friendship video. Pretty much everything that I talked about, how to identify toxic relationships, those things are pretty much the same things as knowing when it's time to let go. They really just go hand in hand. So I'll kind of reiterate them in this video. Okay, so the first sign is you constantly feel disrespected, or maybe your boundaries are not being respected, right? The second sign is the relationship has started to feel one-sided, like you're doing all of the work, basically, okay? There's no reciprocity going on in this friendship. The third sign is you are feeling emotionally drained after a conversation with them or spending any kind of time with them. You are just emotionally drained. Fourth sign is there is a lack of trust or just constant negativity. I've talked about this in other videos that trust is a foundational aspect of any relationship. If you do not have trust, what do you got? And the fifth sign is maybe your values and your priorities just don't align anymore. So if any of those things resonate with you, it may be time to consider stepping away. Now, let's talk about how we prepare ourselves for this conversation, because breaking up with a friend is not easy. But I do believe that you can prepare yourself for the conversation. That way it can be less overwhelming for you. So how do we do that? How do we prepare ourselves for this conversation? First, you need to be clear on your why. So spend some time reflecting on your why. Spend some time reflecting on your friendship. Why isn't this friendship working? Ask yourself this question: why isn't this friendship working? You can do this by journaling. You can sit down and journal and write down all of your reasons why you feel like the friendship is not working. Or you can sit down and talk to somebody that you trust, a trusted friend, a trusted family member, even a therapist. Sit down and talk to somebody that you truly do trust, someone that can help clarify your feelings. So next is choosing the right setting. So ideally you want to have this conversation in person, okay? That is going to be your best bet. But if that is something that is just impossible, or it's something that you're just not ready for, maybe you don't have the courage to talk about it in person, that's okay. A phone call works, or even a video call like FaceTime or Google Meets, whatever you use for a video call. Those things work as well. I would avoid trying to put this conversation in writing though, whether that's on text messages, a DM, an email, whatever it is that you use. I would avoid trying to have this conversation in writing, only because it's really easy for people to misread things and use their own emotion and put their own emotion into a written word, right? And when that happens, it can lead to miscommunication and lead to unnecessary tension. And then lastly, make sure that you are keeping your emotions in check. It's okay to feel emotional, especially in a time like this. It's actually really expected. But try to stay calm and try to stay respectful during the entire conversation. If you cannot tell right now, because I have mentioned it in plenty of videos, I am huge on delivery. So make sure you are delivering the news with a lot of care, being sentimental about it, and just being really respectful about it. Remember, this whole conversation, the whole reason for this conversation, it's about setting boundaries. It's not about assigning blame. This isn't a time to be combative or argumentative. So, what do we say during these types of conversations? Now, when it comes to the actual conversation, the best advice I can give you is just being honest, speaking your truth, saying exactly how you feel, but do it in a kind manner. So, here is kind of an example of what I would say, or kind of example of how to maybe get it started. Just say something along the lines of, I really value our time that we have spent together, but I just feel like that we have grown in different directions lately. And I think it's best for the both of us to take a step back from our friendship. You know, I do care about you. I do love you, but I need to do this to prioritize my well-being right now. Keep it short, simple, sweet, and get to the point. Do not feel like you have to over-explain yourself, because that is not necessary. Sometimes less is more. I mean, honestly, this kind of conversation, a short, simple, sweet conversation would really just work with women who are emotionally mature. So hopefully that is your friend. If that is not your friend and you know that that's not your friend, you know that maybe your friend's a little bit more combative, a little bit more argumentative, is gonna have more questions and gonna have a lot of things to say about this, go ahead and, prepare yourself for that. Prepare yourself for those types of conversations. Make sure you have some reasons why you have decided to step away. What about the friendship that you think is hindering your well-being? And again, all this is okay. It's okay if your friend gets argumentative and gets combative and gets defensive. It's okay. Be sure to stay in your truth. Be prepared for the range of emotions. They're going to feel hurt. They're going to feel confused. They're going to feel angry. And that is all okay. You need to allow them to be in their emotions. Everyone in this moment deserves the right to be in their emotions, to be in their feelings. They need time to process this just as much as you had the time to process it as well. But I do want to remind you that even though they have the right to process it, they have the right to be angry and to be argumentative, you don't have to stay in the conversation if it does turn toxic or combative or abusive. You do not have to stay in that conversation. Learn to walk away, stick to your boundaries, and just keep reminding yourself that their reaction is not a reflection of you or your self-worth. And remind yourself that you are doing this for your well-being, and your feelings are very valid, and your well-being is very valid. So what do we do after this conversation has happened, right? How do we move on from the breakup? After the breakup, and after the conversation, after the breakup, it's very normal for us to feel a mix of emotions. You're going to go through a relief. You're going to go through the sadness. You're going to go through the guilt. And you may even start to second guess yourself and your decisions. Just give yourself grace, you guys. Allow yourself the grace. Allow yourself to feel all of these emotions. This is where your other friends and family members come into play, okay? Lean on your supportive friends. Journal about your emotions. Engage in activities that just kind of make you feel good, to not only distract you from what's going on, but to also bring you to a joyful place in your life. Remember, you ended this friendship because it was best for you. Breaking up with a friend is never easy, but it is important. It's an important part of your life. It's an important part of your growth. It's an important part of maintaining your emotional health. Remember, friendships are the one thing in our lives that we have complete control over, okay? We choose who our friends are. Choose those friendships that are a source and positivity, not stress and not negativity. You got this. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever had to end a friendship, and how did you navigate that? That is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. I know it was kind of a quick one, but again, I did go over a lot of this in the toxic friendship video. So I just kind of wanted to go just a little bit in depth, just to remind you guys that it is okay to walk away from something that is not serving a positive purpose in your life. It happens. We all go through it. Unfortunately, friendship breakups are a common thing the older you get. We start off with a plethora of friends and acquaintances, and then as you get older, they start to dwindle. Some friendships will kind of just die out on their own, and some friendships will actually have to go through the breakup process, which is this process that we talked about today, having the conversations, figuring out why we might need to end the friendship, the signs that will tell us that the friendship should be ended, how to have those conversations, how to deal with their reactions, and then ultimately how to just move on. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. This is, again, the 4th video of our friendship series. We have one more video left. I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am making it. Please be sure you are liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. And until next time, smooches.
I won't let no one come and take your place, 'cause the love you give, it can't be replaced.